I don't sell it as an economic benefit because
Right.
in the discussions we've had, I believe the economics, although it may be a very positive aspect of it today, the economics probably won't be as great, the economic benefit of the cloud in the future, because I personally think the cost structure will change as we all get so totally sucked into it. I sell it in terms of flexibility and speed to market. You know, it has helped us, and we can substantiate this in terms of entertainment programming or news, sports. There's blips. There's blips in our viewers, there's blips in our subscribers, there's blips in people who consume our content. We don't have to go out and build that infrastructure and have it sit there empty, you know, 200 days a year. They've seen that, they like that. They do understand today it's a more economic way to go about it, but again, I don't think the economics are going to be one of the key selling points in the future. So today it's about speed to market, able to react to things that can't necessarily be predictable. Right? News events typically, maybe politics aside, are not a predictable cycle. Disasters happen here 2 weeks ago, and they'll continue to happen. So that flexibility has come along with this cloud structure. We don't invest in the infrastructure. It's there when we want it. When we don't want it, we don't pay for it. They like that.
And after a while, it becomes just part of the makeup of the air you breathe. I mean, it is just a natural inclination. I was at a review of a project yesterday with business leaders, people from my team, CFO, CTO, and the question around the software evaluating, well, we can get this on the cloud, right? Or is it available on the cloud? So people don't think about this anymore as a question. It's just natural. There's a lot of business reasons that have made us look at asset-light kind of configurations. So if you can mesh those two together, then I think it's an you know, an easier proposition. I think to what was you know, what he just said, speed to market is really impressive on these types of offerings. And the other thing is, we don't really have to sell them to our business partners. I mean, they have to pull us along, which I think means we just have to be willing to let go of certain things, change the role in the organization.
Well, that's something that we really want
These
to
are
explore,
inherently devolutionary things. They're moving power away from the center, and you just have to get on the bandwagon for that.
So in my mind, I think what cloud offered us, especially in several parts of our business, especially in the back office, is to start move back to best of breed solutions versus, you know, you install an ERP, you need to do an upgrade to get new functionality. Whereas we are integrating a lot of cloud SaaS, and I'm talking about software as a service right now. A lot of SaaS providers who constantly provide us new functionality, which we are more focused on rolling out and leveraging than installing, upgrading, and managing, right? So my team has transformed from technology-heavy team, especially in the corporate office, to a more functionally savvy team. So we engage with the business. You know, we've been talking about business partnership, business alignment, but you need people who understand functional on your team. And it has allowed us to focus our resources to be more functionally savvy in IT than to be running the databases and doing things of that sort.
It's tough on the people. It's tough on the operations team. I mean, they see their jobs, they're fearful. I mean, let's be honest. And I was on a flight back from the West Coast last night, and it occurred to me, I have a very good friend that he sells hardware. He's a VAR. And I called him this morning, and I said, Bill, it's over. You know, I mean, I would not want to be selling hardware to enterprises anymore, because in this short number of years, is, you know, that chart earlier today shows, on-prem new money is not going to go to on-prem data centers. But the staff, you know, the operations people, I think they're realizing that they're going to have to go to a cloud provider if they want to continue that operations mode. We are having a hard time finding people to act as that, you know, the BA, the liaison between the business and the cloud providers, but it is going to be about managing those relationships.
As I've been going through our budgeting cycle, annual budgeting cycle, we still do that. I looked back to a roadmap I had created. So every year I create a roadmap for next year, and that's, that forms the basis of a budget discussion that occurs. And I looked at our roadmap from 5 years ago, and it was these long, very few blocks of projects going through the whole year. And I looked at our roadmap from 2012 and then 2013, and there are these very fine-grained, like bricks. They are just, there's so many projects on our plate, and there's so much functionality we are going to deliver in such parallel streams at such pace that it's reflective in this chart. And I was struck by how different the two roadmaps looked. And
well, certainly we see speed being a real factor. I've mentioned that before. I think that's just, an overarching dimension in this whole thing. People want to see results faster, and they want to see more innovation come out of us, or pathways to innovation, open up, avenues to innovation from us. And they want, and we need to be a different kind of IT organization, much more open to things that we may not have considered before, less involved with the manufacturing side of IT and more involved with the more engaged, more capabilities on the architecture and solutioning of things. Certainly it requires us to be more, take on more of an emphasis on brokering and putting together alliances